Effectively engaging caregivers when meeting with a patient can be rewarding for everyone. It can improve quality of care for the patient and make the caregiver feel valued and recognized. You're also likely to get extra information about the patient, and by talking to them, you may spot signs that the caregiver is tired or struggling to cope. That can put the patient at risk.
We often find that the caregiver is a source of valuable information about the patient's care needs. They're also frequently responsible for managing any treatment that's been recommended, such as making sure medications are taken and follow-up appointments are booked. They can provide valuable insight into the patient's daily care needs. Just make sure you get consent from the patient to work with their caregiver.
Watch this scene to see if you can spot the ways the provider may have been able to get a better understanding of the patient. In this situation, the provider already knows the caregiver and has received verbal consent to have them in the appointment.
Hi there, and good morning, Tony. How are you doing today?
I'm okay, but I am having a little trouble with my levels of energy.
Well, I did see that you missed your last blood test.
Really?
So we are going to need to get that done as soon as possible. How's your fluid intake?
It's okay.
I have a really hard time getting him to drink fluids, especially water.
I just don't like it, but I'll try.
And how are you feeling, Heidi?
Fine, thank you.
Okay, so we'll get that blood test done as soon as possible. Can you tell me more about why you're here today, Tony?
You can see how even though the caregiver is asked how they're doing, in front of the patient, they're unlikely to admit that they're struggling to cope. They don't want the patient to know or add to their worries. The caregiver may have information that the patient won't talk about because they don't think it's important or it might be embarrassing to admit.
In this case, the caregiver did not know that a blood test had been requested, and they could have helped get the test completed on time. Including them in care conversation helps to ensure that care is coordinated and appointments and tests are done. They could corroborate and provide clarifications about that lack of energy. If the caregiver is fully engaged and supported, it can reduce return visits by the patient. And research shows that the caregiver is less likely to need an appointment themselves. In this instance, the provider did ask how the caregiver was doing, but needs to delve a little further either now or at another visit.
The caregiver seems very tired, and this is an opportunity for the provider to ask how the caregiver is doing. It's an opportunity to start a conversation about what support resources might be available. Asking how they're managing today is just a start because this may change over time.
I often find that caregivers approach me away from the patient. They're more open about their own needs for support. Caregivers may feel compelled to put on a brave face in front of the patient and generally need their own space and time to get support in their caregiving role. Offer them an appointment. If that's not possible, offer to call them or have them call you at a specific time.
When in doubt, please ask. Caregivers are there because we care about this person and want the best for them. We're your best ally in a good care journey for your patient. We hope this video helps reinforce the importance of good communication. From all of us, thank you for your support of caregivers everywhere.